Hello again. Well, it's not again. Technically for you it's day 38. I'm actually re-recording this episode. I've actually done these in the holidays, but I wanted to read what happened at the end, so I'm recording this now for you to watch. Okay, let's see the end. Chapter 37, back on the news. I woke up the next morning to hear Dad's mobile phone ringing. It stopped and then our home phone began to ring. My stomach turned over. The sound reminded me of when we were on the 6 o'clock news and everyone found out that it was really Mabel's painting that had sold at auction. What had happened now? I curled up under my duvet and kept my eyes shut. Whatever was going on, I didn't want to know about it. About 20 minutes later, I heard my bedroom door open. "Carl," said a voice. I felt a hand thump on my legs. "Go away, Mabel," I mumbled, pulling the duvet higher over my head. The doorbell rang and I heard it open and close and then the clamour of lost voices. "Carl, can you come downstairs for a minute, please?" called Mum up the stairs. I groaned. "Come on, Carl," said Mabel, banging me on the legs again. "Now what?" I slowly got out of bed and made my way downstairs as Mabel bumped her way behind me on her bottom. Mum and Dad were standing in the front room waiting for me. Declan was sitting on our new sofa, and beside him was Marika. "Oh, it's you," I said, blinking at her. She smiled softly. "It is. Hello, Carl." My legs felt so shaky I sat down. What had I done wrong now? I didn't think I could cope with anything else. Mabel ran into the room and hid behind Mum's legs. "Oh, so this must be Mabel," said Marika, smiling at my little sister who stared back shyly. "Get in touch when you're a bit older. We might be able to do a deal for your paintings, don't you think?" Everyone laughed and I relaxed a little. They all seemed different. They seemed happy. I saw that Declan was holding a bundle of old banknotes. It was the money that had been hidden behind the canvas of an Enigma in oil. In his other hand, he had a note, smoothed out from where I'd scrunched it up. "Declan said that you sold the painting, Carl," said Mum. "Why didn't you tell us?" I shrugged. "There wasn't anything there, just some old money that's pretty worthless," I said. "It was a waste of time." Marika shook her head. "But it hasn't been, Carl. What you have done is incredible." I looked at her and she flashed her wide, bright smile. "You were right about the treasure," said Declan. "There's not a huge amount of value in these old notes. Some collector might pay a few hundred for them, that's all." "So what's incredible?" I said. "It's the publicity," said Marika, her eyes twinkling. "That painting has baffled experts for over 100 years, and now you and your friends have solved it. That's a wonderful achievement." Mum grinned at me, and tears pricked my eyes when I saw how proud she was. "It's in the papers already," said Declan. "Look. The boy who fooled the world solves mystery painting. Cole Miller, the 12-year-old boy who fooled Marie Loft Gallery and hundreds of bidders by selling a picture that was actually painted by his 3-year-old sister for £100,000, has solved the mystery of an enigma in oil. The artist Basil Warrington Jones donated the painting to the Crowther Museum in 1909. He declared it contained a treasure map, which led to a substantial reward, causing hundreds of people to try and solve the riddle. The answers to the mystery painting have remained hidden until now. Cole Miller and his 2 friends made it their mission to find the treasure, and they succeeded where many have failed. The reward, a few old banknotes, is of little value, but the news that the picture has finally been solved is expected to spark a new interest in Basil Warrington Jones and the museum itself. There are unconfirmed reports that the museum's closure has now been put on hold so that the general public can visit and see the painting and the clues that led to the treasure for themselves." I put the paper down and looked up. "The museum's not closing," I said. Mum shook her head. "Dr. Sabine rang first thing. They're going to keep us open for at least another 6 months." "That's brilliant," I said. "You can keep your job." The relief and beaming smile on Mum's face was the best thing I'd ever seen. I've had lots of requests for an interview," Declan said to me. "How do you feel about that?" I shook my head. No journalists and no TV crews this time, thank you," I said. "If they want to find out more, then they'll just have to go to the museum." Mum laughed and gave me a huge hug. "We're planning a big exhibition about Basil Warrington Jones and the painting. We're going to highlight the clues in the areas that you found so everyone can find out a bit more about them. You have to tell me how you did it." I nodded. Then I thought of something. "But Marika owns the painting now," I said, turning to her. "The exhibition won't be complete if it's not in display in the museum." "I was only buying the painting to give it a safe home," Marika said. "Its true home is in the museum. I've cancelled the sale." "But what about all the other things that have been sold?" I said. I thought about the men carrying the stuffed crocodile. "The museum has hundreds of other items in storage, which they're going to put on display. Isn't that right, Jenny?" said Dad. Mum nodded. "Yeah, we can't wait to show all the treasures that no one's seen for decades. We're going to plan some really big reveals for some of those too." Declan passed me the pile of banknotes. "I believe these belong to you, Carl," he said. "You can try and contact an expert and see if you can sell them." I shook my head. "I think they should go back in the museum," I said. "You could use them as part of an Enigma in oil exhibition, Mum." Mum smiled. "That sounds like a fantastic idea," she said. Chapter 38, Mabel Miller. A few days later, Mum and Dr. Sabine appeared on the local news telling everyone just how wonderful their museum was. Dr. Sabine took the jackal-head canopic jar with her and explained what it was and how Barrington Washington-Jones had used it as part of his treasure hunt. Mum asked if I was sure I didn't want to go on TV with them, but I had said no. I'd had enough of publicity to last a lifetime. Mum was brilliant on television. She didn't look nervous at all. She just talked about her job and how important the museum was for the local community. There's not many places where you can see a real mammoth hair right up close, she said. The presenter laughed, thinking she was making it up, but Mum went on to insist that it was true. Their little local museum had a real hair from a real mammoth on display in one of the glass cabinets in the Grand Gallery. I decided I'd make sure I went to take a look at that for myself. It sounded amazing. When I got home from school, Dad was just getting his coat on to go out. "There you are," he said nervously. "I'm off now, Cole. Mum will be back at the usual time." "Okay, Dad, good luck," I said. "You'll be fantastic." Dad smiled, but he looked scared. He had a job interview. When we'd been on TV, the day Mabel had told the world that the painting was hers, Dad had mentioned to the presenter that he used to be a music roadie. The manager of the local theatre had seen and got in touch. They were looking for a stagehand to work in the evenings when they had shows, and they liked the fact that he had experience with sound and lighting. Dad took a deep breath as he opened the front door. "Remember, you're just approaching a bend in your track, Dad, that's all," I said. Dad smiled at me and then walked out with his head held high. The door closed the door behind him. I had a good feeling about this job. My little sister was spinning around beside me. "Mabel, have a biscuit, Cole," she said as soon as Dad had gone. "I've got something even better for you, Mabel," I said. "Follow me." I headed upstairs and she padded up behind me. I went into my room, knelt on the carpet and reached under my bed, pulling out the black cloth bag that Declan had returned on the day we solved Enigma in oil. Mabel's eyes widened when she opened the bag. "Mabel's painting," she said, reaching out her arms. She sat cross-legged and put it on her lap and gazed at the bright colours. "That's Mabel and that's Cole," she said, pointing at the two rectangular blobs. "Yeah, that's us," I said. "But there's something you need to do, Mabel, to show the painting is really yours." I took a brush and a tub of blue paint from the art box that was still sitting in the corner of my room. I painted over the sea that I'd put there, and then I chose a bright yellow paint from the box and dabbed the brush onto it. "I was once told that it's very important to sign your work," I said. My sister stared at me, her eyes wide. "I'll help you, shall I? We can put an M for Mabel just there." Mabel grinned and grabbed the brush, and I helped to guide her hand as we painted the wonky letter. We both admired the painting as Mabel held it up. "Catch, my Mabel Miller," I said out loud. "That's all your work. You're so clever." Not long ago, this painting was worth £100,000. Seems impossible to believe it now. Mabel sighed and dropped the painting onto the floor. "Coldplay butterfly game?" she said. I smiled at her. "Okay, Mabel," I said. "Let's play." And there is, if you want to have a look, there's some favourite hoaxes from history about spaghetti trees that you could have a look at. I really hope you enjoyed the book. Let me know if you did. I really like Lisa Thompson as an author. I hope you're well now. That's me done. I hope you're still enjoying your home learning and getting it done. Mrs. James will take over Year 5 stories from now. I look forward to seeing you all as soon as I can. Goodbye.